Thanks for joining us this morning, Senator. First of all, I want to say congratulations. Almost everyone says it was perhaps your best debate, so you must feel pretty good about that. Now, you ended the debate by saying that you were the one true fiscal conservative. This morning we got fourth quarter GDP out, 0.7%. It's disheartening. What does the one true conservative, fiscal conservative do about that, and how do you turn this around?
You know, I think the issue has always been, how come we elect Republicans and sometimes the debt gets worse? You know, under George W. Bush, the debt doubled. Under Barack Obama, it's doubling. And Republicans keep asking, what are we doing? How come we aren't really controlling spending? And the reason is, in Washington, the loudest voices right now for increasing spending are coming from those who want to increase military spending. And as much as I want a strong national defense, I just don't think we become stronger if we go further into debt. In fact, I think the debt is the biggest threat to our national security. So I think you have to hold the line on all spending. And I truly am the only one on the stage who's willing to do that. We think our numbers are surging in Iowa, and I think we're going to shock a lot of people on Monday.
You know, it's interesting you say that because the whole grassroots movement initially was sparked because of debt, the Tea Party and this other outrage that we've seen. And now it feels like maybe that's 6th, 7th in terms of importance. Terror has grabbed the headlines and things like that. So is this the right political atmosphere to go out there and say, hey, let's get back to the original thing we talked about. 20 trillion in debt means this economy never grows and our kids never have a chance. Could that resonate in the era of terrorism and immigration?
You know, I guess I just don't look at polls. I just sort of say what I think is wrong and how we should fix it. I'm a physician, and so I think I try to solve problems. And I think that it's a mistake to sort of be driven away from where the real issue is. And the real issue is the debt and big government. When the Tea Party started, you know, one of our big issues was actually chastising Republicans who hadn't been faithful on reducing government spending. One of the really big issues was that we didn't agree with bailing out the banks. We didn't think the middle class should have to bail out the banks. And I think that's one of the things with Trump that is a big issue, is that somehow he's been pulling the wool over people's eyes, and conservatives think, oh, he's going to be conservative. But he was a big supporter of bailing out the banks, a big supporter of President Obama's stimulus. So I don't think he's very conservative. And I think as voters in Iowa discover that he's not conservative, I think you're going to see people breaking away from him and the polls shifting dramatically.
Well, Senator, I mean, if we do double the size of the military, that means some serious compromises in places that we haven't seen it before. Another area that I find interesting, that you really differentiate yourself with the rest of the party, is when you talk about criminal justice, when you talk about blacks and the war on drugs and criminal things. It seems like, again, another dangerous gambit. You know what? Let's take a quick listen, because last night this is one of the things that resonated with a lot of people.
What we need to do is make sure that the war on drugs is equal protection under the law, and that we don't unfairly incarcerate another generation of young African-American males.
You know, when you talk about equal protection, this seems to go counter the real enthusiasm in the party, the kind of people that are showing up at the Donald Trump rallies. This seems like the last thing that they think would agree with you on, and certainly that would make them vote for you.
You know, I find that I'm actually received very well across Iowa and across the United States. You know, I'm a Christian. I believe in redemption. I believe in second chances. And I think that the war on drugs has really devastated the African-American community. But I think a lot of kids make mistakes, white kids, brown kids, black kids, and they deserve another chance. I mean, we're supposed to be the party, the family values, and we want people to work. So I think we should give people a second chance. It's hard to get employment if you have a felony drug conviction from when you were 18 or 19 years old. So I think expunging records, giving people a second chance, particularly for nonviolent crime, I think it's the right thing to do.
Well, Senator Rand Paul, you had a great night. Congratulations. I see you on the ground bright and early. Keep at it. We'll see how it all shakes out on Monday.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.